The doors to the Viridian tea house are open once more. Hello, everyone. I have to admit, despite all of the bad stuff that's going on in the world today, I'm feeling really good. Just journaling and getting all my thoughts out onto paper and talking with friends and meditating and just keeping myself grounded and not really la-di-da positive, but just feeling a sense of hope. Hope that things will turn around and change. But in this small little corner of Colorado, I hope you are doing well. And if not, I hope that things change for you really soon. I really do. Well, let's get to some books, shall we? So the first is by an author that I'm not really too familiar with, but I know he is well known. And this, I think, is actually his newest book. I'm not sure. I think so. But this is J.M. Coetzee. Coetzee. I hope I said the name correctly. And it's The Pole. And let me just read the dust jacket for you. An indelible tale of life, love, death, and Chopin from the Nobel Prize-winning author of Disgrace. Renowned for his sparse yet powerful prose, J.M. Coetzee is unquestionably among the most influential and provocative authors of our time. With characteristic insight and a brittle wit that forces our attention on the common terrors we don't want to think about, he challenges us to interrogate our preconceptions not only of love, but of truth itself. Exacting the unpredictable, pithy yet complex, The Pole tells the story of, I forgot to look up how to pronounce the Polish pianist's name, of a Polish pianist, a vigorous, extravagantly white-haired pianist and interpreter of Chopin who becomes infatuated with Beatriz, a stylish Spanish patron of the arts, after she helps organize his concerts in Barcelona. Although Beatrice, a married woman, is initially unimpressed by Witold, I hope I'm saying that correctly, Witold, and his gleaming dentures, she soon finds herself pursued and ineluctably swept into his world. As a journeyman performer sends her countless letters, extends invitations to travel, and even visits her husband's summer house in Mallorca, their unlikely relationship blossoms, though only on Beatrice's terms. The power struggle between them intensifies, eventually escalating into a full-fledged battle of the sexes. But is it Beatrice who limits their passion by paralyzing her emotions? Or is it Witold, the old man at his typewriter, trying to force into life his dream of love? Reinventing the all-encompassing love of the poet Dante for his Beatrice, Coetzee exposes the fundamentally enigmatic nature of romance, showing how a chance meeting between strangers, even a Pole, a man of 70, a vigorous 70, and a stultified banker's wife who occupies her days in good works, can suddenly change everything. Reminiscent of James Joyce's The Dead, and in its exploration of love and loss, The Pole, with lean prose and surprising feints, is a haunting work, evoking the inexhaustible palette of sensations from blind love to compassion. This was one of the best books I've read this year. It really was. I wasn't really sure what to expect, and I checked it out at one of the libraries near me, and I devoured it in a day. I think I read it in about 2 hours, and I could not stop talking about it to my boyfriend. The love-hate relationship between Witold and Beatrice, I felt kind of sorry for him because she was so mean about it. I mean, and yeah, she's a married woman, but appearances are deceiving, especially with Beatrice. She came off as this high society woman in Barcelona, married to a good man. They have 2 sons. But again, all was not what it appeared to be. And you had this Polish pianist who, in a way, let me just stop right there. In a way, like, I was wondering if perhaps the pianist was somehow connected to the spirit of Dante in searching and loving his Beatrice. His actions, his mannerisms, the way he spoke, what happened toward the end, which I thought was very eerie and very romantic. I just kept thinking that perhaps Dante kind of took over and went after his Beatrice once more. But it's just my own interpretation. But despite all of that, I loved this slender yet powerful literary novel. Here's the cover once more, trying to not have the glare. But the Pole receives, I wish I could give it more, but 5 pots of tea from Viridian Tea House. It was excellent. And I found that a lovely cup of hot, dark hot chocolate with white chocolate shavings on top made the perfect accompaniment to this book. I don't know what it was, but I absolutely loved it. If you're looking for a literary work to read over the course of like a weekend or something like that, you need to read The Pole. You really do need to read The Pole. And after reading this book, I went through my library data systems, 3 of them, to see what other books could I find. And thankfully, there's quite a number. So I will definitely be reading more of Coetzee. I hope I'm saying this right. Coetzee. I take pride in trying to figure out how to pronounce people's names. I don't want to butcher it. But yes, this was such an excellent book. Oh, and about the author himself, he was born in Cape Town, South Africa. The author of 20 books, including Waiting for the Barbarians, which won South Africa's highest literary honor, the Central News Agency Award. The Life and Times of Michael Kay, for which Coetzee was awarded his first Booker Prize in 1983. Boyhood, Scenes from Provincial Life, a memoir, and several essay collections. With Disgrace, Coetzee became the first author to win the Booker Prize twice. In 2003, he was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature. And I did look him up, and apparently he now lives in Australia. But I love this book. I loved the reimagining of Dante and Beatrice. And I have to admit, I have not read Dante's Inferno. And now, after reading this, now I want to read it. I really do. And if you've read Dante's Inferno, please let me know what you thought of it. And shoot me an email or a comment on this video once it's been uploaded. I'd love to know what you think. But yes, thank you so much for this book. Thank you. Just loved it. So the second book I want to talk about today, actually, I got this from a library sale, but blew me away in a different way. One of my all-time favorite books is The Snow Leopard by Peter Matthiessen. And it is partially a travelogue, partially a mind, body, and spirit metaphysical meditation kind of work in which he travels to Tibet to search for the elusive snow leopard. And it's been years ago, but if I remember correctly, he never saw one. But his life was kind of transformed by going on this path, so to speak. So fast forward to now, and I read The Art of Patience, Seeking the Snow Leopard in Tibet by Sylvain Tesson. And that's the cover of it. And I'll just read the dust jacket for you. Let's see. Adventurer Sylvain Tesson has led a restless life, riding across Central Asia on horseback, free climbing the Eiffel Tower and the Notre Dame, and traversing the Himalayas by foot. But while recovering from an accident that left him in a coma and nursing his wounds from a lost love, he found himself domesticated, his lust for life draining with each moment spent staring at a screen. An expedition to the mountains of Tibet in search of the famously elusive snow leopard presented itself as a cure. For the chance to glimpse this near mythical beast, Tesson and his companions must wait for hours without making a sound or a movement, enduring the thin air and brutal cold. Their vigil becomes an act of faith. Many have pursued the snow leopard for years without seeing it, and as they keep their watch, Tesson comes to embrace the virtues of patience and silence. His faith is rewarded when the snow leopard, the spirit of the mountain, reveals itself, an embodiment of what we have surrendered in our contemporary lives. And the simple act of waiting proves to be an antidote to the frenzy of our times. A celebration of the power and grace of the wild, and a requiem for the world's vanishing places. The Art of Patience is a revelatory account of the communion between nature and the human heart. Sylvain Tesson has written a new masterpiece on the relationship between man and beast in prose, as sublime as the wilderness that inspired it. And about the author, he's walked from Russia to India, participated in archaeological expeditions in Afghanistan and Pakistan, and wintered alone in a cabin on the lake in Siberia. He earned a diplôme d'études appliquées in geopolitics at the University of Paris 8. One of France's most celebrated writers, he has been awarded the Prix Médicis Essai and the Prix Goncourt de la Nouvelle. Oui, je parle français un peu. An international bestseller, The Art of Patience won the Prix Renaudot in 2019. So this was nonfiction. And, he actually mentions Peter Matheson and saying, oh, he went in search of the snow leopard. He never found it, but it was wonderful. And Sylvain says something like, no, it wasn't. This was another book that I could barely put down. And it was more about just searching for the snow leopard. It was about how to find patience and quiet in such our frantic world that's ever changing, ever evolving, with social media and the internet and go, and people speeding and always rushing to get somewhere. Sometimes a little patience, a little quiet, a little slowing down works wonders. And I found myself slowing down and just savoring this book as quietly and as calmly as possible. And there was one picture, let me see if I can find it in here. Let's see, there was one picture, it took me literally 15 minutes. Where did it go? No? Let's see. Okay, if I can't find it, I'm just gonna stop. Oh wait, here we go. So this picture was taken, and then, what was it, weeks later, they discovered a snow leopard was actually staring at them from the picture. And it took me 10 minutes to locate the snow leopard, but then once I found it, I was like, oh, that's crazy. Now I can't unsee it. I think that's right. But if you are looking for a good book that's a combination of travel log, travel writing, personal journeys, and learning more about stillness and patience, you need to read The Art of Patience. This was quite an educational read, and I'd always loved The Snow Leopard by Peter Matheson, but now this has kind of nudged it out of its place. It really has. And it's just so much more than searching for an elusive animal like the snow leopard. It is way, way more. And I left this book feeling like I craved more quiet and I craved more patience in my own life. But it was quite a read and thoroughly enjoyed it. And it does receive Viridian Tea House's 5 pots of tea. So if Monsieur Tesson is watching, merci beaucoup pour un livre. Merci. I hope I said that right. I keep saying, I hope I said that right. So that's all I have for books, but getting to the tea, I'm switching a little bit and talking about a lovely herbal tisane that I truly, truly enjoy. And boyfriend got it for me from Kroger. but it is the orange ginger turmeric. And let's see, the ingredients are orange peel, turmeric, ginger, licorice, natural flavor, and black pepper. I have always enjoyed a nice cup of an herbal tisane that has turmeric in it. There's a plethora of benefits, which I won't go into. If you're interested in learning more about turmeric, I highly recommend doing an internet search. There's just so many websites that talk about the benefits of turmeric. And also, I have acid reflux and sometimes stomach issues. So the turmeric and the ginger work really well to settle my stomach. And because there's no caffeine, you can enjoy this any time of the day. In fact, last night before I went to bed, I had a cup of this and it was quite relaxing. So from me to you, a lovely cup of orange ginger turmeric. Oh, that's heavenly. That is truly heavenly. It's like a ray of sunshine in my cup. And now that the temperatures are cooling and we're not getting as much sunshine, this is nice to kind of remind you that yes, it's bleak and dreary right now, but we'll have the sun again. We will. So, one more sip from me to you. That is absolutely delicious. That really is. Let's see, do I have any news? Normally I talk about news at the beginning of the video. In terms of events, I will be a vendor at the Wheat Ridge Trunk or Treat, which should be a lot of fun. That's October 28th, I think. I've also got a Thanksgiving event coming up again in Wheat Ridge, and then Magic Makers Market in November. I don't have the specific dates. Sorry about that. And then in December, I will be back in Golden for an event with Mountain Toad Brewery. I really like those folks. They're really cool. And then I have another Magic Makers Market in December as well. So that's all I have right now in terms of events. But if you are interested in buying my teas, and oh yes, one more thing. So for those of you who don't know, I have been doing a collaboration with my alma mater, American University in Washington, D.C. So my inventory of tea blends is drastically low because they basically cleared me out twice. However, I have just put in an order for ingredients for 2 more blends, and it's going to be a steady replenishing. So if you follow me on Etsy or if you follow me on social media, you'll find out when certain blends are back in stock. As of right now, I think I have maybe 1 or 2 bags of my chai. I have samples of the chai if you don't want the full bags. I also have Gray Matter, which was inspired by the works of J.W. Bullard, author and artist. And I just discovered that I had a sampler of my science blend. It's black tea, peppermint, ginger, and ground up black peppercorns, which my boyfriend says it kind of tastes like a chai. I have 1 sampler of that. So if you go to my Etsy store, you can see which tea blends I have, but hopefully by this weekend, more tea blends will be back in stock and you can just order to your heart's content. So this is going to be a short video. This is all that I have, but let's do a breathing meditation if you don't mind. Just make sure you have a glass of water or a cup of your favorite tea or hot chocolate or herbal tisane. Find yourself in a comfortable position, either seated, laying down, or standing up, or walking. And we're just going to focus on our breathing. You know the drill, so let's begin. And now let's end this breathing meditation with a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Slowly open your eyes or allow your eyes to come into focus again. And now let's have a drink from me to you. That's delicious. Thank you again for watching this video, and my apologies for it being so short, but I really didn't have a lot to talk about. Take care of yourself and each other, and raise your teacup high, and always remember that to drink tea is to enjoy life. I will see y'all very soon. Bye for now.